Hi, I'm Jackson Bird, and today I want to talk about Pride Month and how you can support the LGBTQ plus community during Pride. So, even though you mostly see Pride these days as parades and celebrations of queer happiness, Pride began as a riot, as a protest for equal rights and representation in the eyes of society and the law. And despite all the corporations covering their storefronts with rainbows and making t-shirts with slogans like "Love is Love" or something like that, which are great, but Pride also remains a time for the community to fight and acknowledge the work that we have left to do. The passage of marriage equality by the Supreme Court in 2015 was amazing. But thanks to the present political climate in the United States, I don't think I need to tell anyone that many of our other rights remain at risk. Sure, you can get married, but you also might not be able to buy a cake for your wedding. In most states, you could return from your honeymoon only to get fired for being queer and then kicked out of your house the next day, all without any legal repercussions from your boss or landlord. And of course, let's not start on the discrimination facing transgender people, right? I mean, we face all those same hurdles. Plus, in most jurisdictions, we lack access to necessary health care, face discriminatory hurdles in legally changing our names, can't access public bathrooms, and face enormously higher rates of homicide than the general public. But you've probably heard all those talking points, at least in passing, right? And what you might not be aware of is that LGBTQ plus youth are 120% more likely to experience homelessness than their non-LGBTQ plus peers. This isn't a popular issue to talk about, so we don't hear about it that often. You know, it's a lot easier to smile and say love is love than to talk about systemic issues facing the youth of our nation. But it's horrifying. Almost half of all homeless youth in the United States are LGBTQ plus identified. Almost half. This puts them on an unequal playing field right from the beginning, making them more likely to experience joblessness, substance abuse, violence, and a whole host of other issues. And why are the rates so disproportionately high? Mostly because these kids are kicked out of their homes for who they are, or had to run away because of abuse they were facing. But there is hope. Organizations like the True Colors Fund are working to end LGBTQ plus youth homelessness to give all youth a fair shot. The True Colors Fund runs an array of educational, advocacy, and empowerment programs to combat LGBTQ plus youth homelessness, including inclusion training, policy work, annual summits, and even a fellowship program for LGBTQ plus youth to collaborate together towards change. I've been lucky enough to work with the True Colors Fund on their annual True Colors Day and can tell you that every staff member and youth fellow involved are passionate, smart, and wonderful people. So as we round out Pride Month, in between drinking Pride-themed cocktails and picking your favorite rainbow-filtered selfie, both of which are awesome things to do, by the way, let's also throw a little attention to the youth in our community who need our help the most. You can donate right now to the True Colors Fund using YouTube's new fundraising feature. The blue donation button should be somewhere on your screen right now. So donate right now by hitting that button, and let's see how much we can raise together to show LGBTQ youth that they aren't forgotten. Thanks, and happy Pride Month.